Good morning and happy Sunday. Happy New Year. Welcome into the QB Huddle podcast. My name is Tim Smith, and I'm joined by my podcast partner, Lauren Morales, also known as Lowe. We are without Brandon Newey this morning. He is in Oklahoma visiting family. But we are here today, a big day in the NFL, essentially a playoff Sunday with a bunch of filler games. Some games matter for other teams. So we've got some teams trying to help, trying to play spoiler. Uh, I don't know what's going to happen today, but we're going to talk about all of that. First, we got to get into last night's games, or yesterday's games, I guess. Lo, you and I had football practice for the Collin County Crash yesterday and got home just in time. At least I got home just in time to watch kickoff of the Carolina Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. The Bucs win this game and set themselves up to at least get to the playoffs. However, they need help today. But let's talk about what happened yesterday. To me, it looked like Baker came out on fire. He looked fired up. It was pouring down rain, but he looked like he was going to go off on a heater yesterday early in the game, and that didn't happen. The game really got close. There's a good picture of Baker shaking and baking yesterday. What were your impressions yesterday as you watched this game? Because it didn't go as I thought it might go, especially the way it started.
Yeah, man, I got to be honest, and a lot of people might not like me on this one, and I feel like I'm double back into like 5 weeks ago where y'all were calling me a Baker hater, but I don't like it. I don't like the superhero Baker. I like the Batman, the well put together Baker that we know he's going to show up and do the things that he does. But, dude, this is just too much. I'm sorry. This game was closer than it should have been. I get the weather was crazy. But, dude, I'm seeing him run and do way too much for 1 yard. And the amount of possible fumble or interceptions, he did throw the one early. I enjoyed the game. Don't get me wrong. The weather, all of that. But as I'm watching it, I just feel what is it? I don't know what what I like about Baker. I'm starting not to like. I don't like all the shake and bake. It's too much. It's not a shake and a bake anymore. He's like shaking and baking and then turning again and throwing it in and shaking it again. Like, it's too much. It's too much, man. And I had to make note of that today on the show because, man, I just couldn't unsee it. There was one play that he popped up, he did this, he did that, looked up, did this, was like half across the line of scrimmage, not across the line of scrimmage, and then threw it. And all I'm telling myself at this amazing freaking play is, what are you doing, Baker? So that tells me, like, it looks real semi-pro-ish, right? And we're very familiar with that. But, I mean, it's the NFL. It's a crazy game. The weather, I get it. No receivers had gloves. Did you see that? They're all taped up. It was fun to watch, but if we're dissecting the QB play, wasn't a fan of Baker's performance yesterday. Sure, you got the win, and I was disappointed in Mr. Young as well, Bryce Young. So not like overly disappointed, just like you had 2 chances, man, last week and this week, just be in. And now Atlanta's going to go out and probably win, and then you're going to get in. It's terrible. But
don't say that. Don't say that. I don't want that to happen. Yes, New Orleans needs to beat Atlanta today. Baker was working on getting a hold of the Atlanta Falcon Hotel last night, so hopefully he was able to figure out where they were staying, maybe give the entire team some food poisoning of some kind. I don't know that he would do that.
They said
let's
he was
do
on
something.
an interview. Did you see the interview afterwards? He said, I am not a Saints fan, but tomorrow I will be.
Everybody in the Buccaneer building is a Saints fan today. So this,
it's weird.
Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? We'll talk about that game in a little bit. I came away from that kind of thinking like you, and it was early in the game. On a first down, he takes off running. He lowers his shoulder. He runs one guy over, gets tackled by 2 more. And I'm thinking that wasn't even on third down. That was just a first down run that got them. And then they got kind of a short spot, and it got them to 2nd and 1. Bucky Irving back, that was nice. But, yeah, Baker's doing a lot. And I don't know if that's because he has to or if that's just the way that he's playing right now. Mike Evans doesn't look 100% healthy to me. He looks like he's, doing his best for the team, but every time he catches the ball, he's kind of wincing. He's coming out for a couple plays here and there. I didn't get the sense Tampa Bay can go much further than the first game. And if everything were to stay the same and Atlanta were to lose today, they would host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the 49ers next week. So I don't see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going very far, especially with that style of play, nor do I see the Carolina Panthers. That was my big takeaway. Neither one of these teams are going to go anywhere in the playoffs. But good divisional game, good for them to beat up on each other, right? That's what you kind of expected. I would assume a low scoring, especially in the pouring rain in Florida. So
I will say more than the Bucks, because they are trending down in my opinion. This is where they grew. This is just how it came about this year. The injuries made Baker tap into this mode, and we found out that he doesn't have the switch to turn that back off, or like just kind of lower it just a tad, right? Because like I said, I like the hero ball, but superhero ball, you don't have powers, right? You're still a man. We're all men in the NFL, so he's not going to be able to do some crazy outlandish stuff. But now you have all your guys, or at least enough of your guys, and I don't feel like he used them too well. Kind of still kept the team on his back. Good for the locker room off-season stuff, but I don't want to see them in the playoffs. I much rather would see Bryce Young, because that Spurs, man, they look like they can't be stopped at times on offense, dude. Just throw it up, and T-Mac's going to come down with it, and then Leggett was playing well. Coker caught it. They're big. I didn't realize all their receivers are like 6'2", so standing next and higher, 6'2" and higher. So if you're standing next to Bryce Young, can you imagine the huddle? No wonder we talk about him the way we do. He's short, he's small next to all of them. So
yesterday was the first time in a while since they played the Cowboys that I've really watched that much of a Panther game. And the one thing that stood out to me every time Bryce goes back to throw the ball is the ball looks just too big for his hands. Like, let's be honest. The ball looks huge in Bryce Young's hands. And that's where I think I come up with Make-A-Wish all the time, because he looks like he's just a kid out there throwing to NFL players. He made some really good throws yesterday, especially in that kind of weather. And the defense is good. I don't want to see the Carolina Panthers in there. I'm a Baker Mayfield fan. I want to see Baker Mayfield because the fan in me really enjoyed watching him do the Superman stuff. I get it. As a quarterback guy, you're like, come on, Bake, slow down, settle down, keep yourself healthy. That's number one thing. But just the pure football fan in me loves to watch Baker Mayfield go out there and do his thing.
It was just a lot. Like, again, I don't want to get confused. I like it, but watching it, if I feel like it's too much, because I like doing it too, I'm like, man, this just isn't a recipe. That's what it is. It's not a recipe to win playoff.
By the way, I don't know if you saw, we're going to get a little personal size on the Collin County crash, but I put in the offensive text group yesterday. That's how you run a seam in the red zone. We had so many problems with that yesterday, but you saw the tight end. He gets past the backer. Then he bends inside a little bit because the safety's on the outside hash. You don't want to run right to him, so he bends in just a little bit enough to give the quarterback that window to get the ball. And then Baker looks to the sideline. He says, "It's my house. We're here to win today." I loved it. I was here for it. That was awesome. And then we got to the game.
There was a couple scenes too. Panthers, as soon as you said that in there, I tuned into the game a little bit more and trying to pay attention. I had a double screen going on.
Oh, they love the seam routes in Carolina.
They run the seams in Carolina too. So I was just like, watch some film. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be your own film. Everyone loves watching themselves. Watch other people, man. Watch other people. So
there you go.
Yeah, good game to watch. So playoff started off the day great.
It did. Now, I didn't get to watch this game live. I watched a little bit of it. My wife and I I had gotten her Beauty and the Beast tickets last night. They're on tour. The Broadway show is on, tour or whatever. So we went. It was an awesome show, by the way. But I had to kind of tune in a little bit. So I was kind of watching. I was getting text messages. Obviously, Brandon Newey, big San Francisco fan in another group text. So I'm kind of knowing what's going on. I did watch rewatched the game this morning. Man, Brock Purdy, he was absolutely, what's the word? Caged up last night, especially in the first half. In the first half, his passes were averaging, I think, 1.1 yard in the air, which is the lowest for him all season. That Seattle defense looked playoff ready to me. Now, the game went exactly as you said it would. Elaborate.
I was like, "You gonna give it to me?" Because I pretty much called this, bro.
It did.
I feel bad for. I was watching and I was thinking about Newey the whole time. The only thing I got for the 49ers that I do feel is like a reason, or I don't want to call it an excuse. You are missing your 12-time All-Pro tackle, left tackle. That was felt. Purdy was stepping up about a half a click earlier than he wanted to in most cases. making him have to make the decision to take off running or kind of let a ball go a little early, which leads to some inconsistencies when it comes to his accuracy. I thought it was a great game plan by Seattle, but it was the obvious one. Run the ball, dictate this game, never let it get out of hand, never let it get too chaotic like the Bears and 49ers game did, because that's not where you want Darnold, right? It's definitely where you want Caleb, absolutely. But you don't want Darnold there. He was calm, cool all night, 20 for 26, almost 200 yards. No touchdowns, but he didn't need to. They were running the ball, dude. Like, both of them carried the ball over 15 times and had 75 or more yards. I think K9 almost had 100. Charbonnet got the touchdown. And then after that, it was all defense. I will say the 49ers, I know you said you tuned in, but not sure if you saw all these. There was at least 3 to 4 different times that I thought they should have went for it. You're 4th and 2, 4th and 1. This game isn't high scoring like you want. You got to at that point. McCaffrey disappeared. 8 carries for 23 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you're like, okay, yeah, but maybe he caught the ball. No, only 6 times for 34 yards.
He was bottled up all night.
It was bad. It was bad. Not a good look for the Niners. I think this kind of cooled them off a little bit. But let's be real, man. We were living in fantasy land. Can you imagine? They're about to go home field throughout the entire playoffs and possibly play the Super Bowl at their own house. So I'm glad that bubble got popped. And they dropped to, I think, the 5th or 6th seed, depending on the Rams today. So,
yeah. I mean,
Seattle handled
up. So, yeah, you're right. You know what? That's a good point. The San Francisco 49ers yesterday morning could have jumped into the number 1 seed. By the end of the day today, could be down in the 6th seed, while the Rams move up to the 5 seed. The Rams having to play the Cardinals today. We don't expect that to be much of a struggle. Do the Rams play everybody? You know, is it going to make a difference between that 1 seed? Sometimes it does. Either way, you're going to be on the road. It just depends on where on the road you're going to be. Wow. So the 49ers take one on the chin last night. Last week looked like a Tecmo Bowl game. This week looked
a big one. I don't want to downplay it, man. They didn't score a touchdown. We talk about 10 touchdowns scored from Brock Purdy in the last 2 weeks, and he didn't get one.
Well,
yesterday.
Again, this is a division game, right? It's for the number 1 seed. I mean, there's so much at stake, and these two teams know each other so well. So you had to assume it was going to be a little bit more lower scoring, more of a kind of a Thursday night game feel, kind of a slobber knocker out there. And that's exactly what it was. Christian McCaffrey, like you say, kind of disappeared. The interesting thing too, at the end of the game, Brock Purdy takes a big hit to his left shoulder and has a stinger. They say that he should be okay, but he's going to have to play next week. And that's probably not going to be very comfortable. So that's something to watch. How healthy will Brock Purdy be? But what a game last night, and really got treated, if you were able to watch that, a real true playoff game. And what do we always say wins in the playoffs in the NFL? Run the ball and play defense, and Seattle showed that. But do you trust them, even at the number 1 seed? Do you trust them to take this thing all the way?
That was my next point, and all the graphics last night kept pointing to it. It's the elephant in the room, right? But it's out the bag. Like, it's not. It's Sam Darnold. So I trust the Seahawks. I trust in Jigba. I trust that very active offensive line. I was watching them heavy last night because they run kind of a similar scheme to how I like to run it. It's very zone heavy. They move a lot, let Charbonnet and K9 pick their holes. So it looks really good. I like the line. I trust the running backs. They don't turn it over too often. Sam Darnold, though, I don't know. He went up for me. He did. But we've seen this. He plays well in the regular season. I don't know if it's –
there he is again.
I don't trust him fully yet, okay? I don't trust him fully yet. We're still sharing locations, okay? Me and Sam Darnold still got the share location on because I don't know where he's going. I don't know what he's going to do, but I'm definitely paying attention. And I got to say, though, I am rooting for him. I am. This was a revenge tour, man. He knocked off Carolina. He knocked off the 49ers, both at their respective houses. And now he gets home field throughout the playoffs in possibly the best home stadium to play in.
Yeah, it is interesting. He's able to go back-to-back years, end up with the number 1 seed on 2 different teams. So that's pretty remarkable. Good for him. Now, he blew it last year in Minnesota, as we know. Will he blow it this year? I don't know. We'll have to see. As a Bear fan, I sure hope so, because I'd like to see the NFC title game in
There it
Chicago.
is. I knew it was
But
coming out.
so, yeah, I will not be rooting for the Seattle Seahawks to win any of these games at all. Of course, the Bears have their own struggles ahead of them today. But let's get into some of these games today that matter. We've already kind of touched on it. New Orleans at Atlanta. You know what? Before we do that, we have to give the clear picture. My apologies. Let's back up a second. I got to give you the playoff picture and what it looks like and why these
as
games
of today, yeah, before
as of
it
right
goes
now.
in. Yeah.
AFC, the Broncos at 1, the Patriots at 2, the Jaguars at 3, the Steelers at 4, the Texans at 5, Chargers at 6, the Bills sit at 7. They can move up today, but it's likely that they will, because the Chargers seem to be sitting everyone this afternoon when they play the Broncos later today. The Seahawks sit atop the NFC, as we know. The Bears at the 2. They can drop today should they lose the game to the Lions, which they did lose to the Lions earlier in the year. So what's the motivation for Detroit to come in and ruin Ben Johnson's day and take them out that number 2 seed? I think that's exactly what they want to do.
Yeah.
The Eagles right now are at 3, already winning their game. So if the Bears were to lose today, obviously they would jump up to 2. 49ers at 5, as we talked about. Rams at 6, Packers at 7. So here's what matters. Right now, the Buccaneers sit at 4. But if New Orleans drops the ball today in Atlanta wins a home game with Kirk Cousins at the helm, the Carolina Panthers take the 4 seed, and the Buccaneers are out. What do you
They're gifted.
see? What do you
They
see
get
happening
gifted
today in the ATL?
Atlanta's going to play ball, man. Kirk Cousins is a pro. So the organization likes it. He's going to come out and play ball. I mean, Shuck, is that his name? Tyler Shuck. Did we finish that out yet? He's balling too. So don't get me wrong. I don't know in this game. I got people calling me as far as money lines and bets and incentives and what's going to happen. And I look at this game, and this is the one where I'm like, I don't even know what type of jerks, or excuse my language, but a-holes that these guys are going to be. Like, does the Saints just like, screw them? Who dislikes who more? Because none of them like each other. This is all a division. None of them like each other. The Saints are going to win, and then right after be like, oh, thanks. The Bucs can be telling the Saints thanks, and the Saints going to be pissed, right? Atlanta's going to win, and then the Panthers are going to be like, oh, thank you, Atlanta. Thank you, Atlanta. And then Atlanta's going to be upset. So no matter what, this is a damned if you do and damned if you don't. I say lace them up, strap up your helmet, and go out there and just play football. Let's just get a good game and let the football gods decide who wins.
So it's interesting because I look at the 2 quarterbacks, QB Huddle podcast. I'm going to go ahead and look just at the quarterbacks in this one. You've got a rookie that has been coming up and playing well, maybe better than any other rookie this year at the quarterback position. And then you've got Kirk Cousins on the other side. Kirk Cousins doesn't want to lose. Kirk Cousins doesn't want to leave Atlanta. His family's there, right? This could be the last game that Kirk Cousins ever plays in. Or he could come back next year to be another backup to Michael Penix.
If he wins this game, he is a backup next year. This is a secure spot
correct.
For him.
So this is a big game, I think, for Kirk Cousins. And I think motivation matters in the NFL. Neither team's getting to the playoffs. Neither team cares which other team gets in. This is a game of motivation. If we're just talking about quarterbacks, I think Kirk Cousins has the more motivation to win today. I think Atlanta's the better football team. I think they will get the win today. And I think Carolina will backslide into the playoffs just to lose their first game at home. And that's okay. I mean, that's fine. Congratulations, because Tampa was going to lose too. So it doesn't matter.
Still, Carolina making the playoffs, that's a win.
That's a win, I guess.
That's
no matter how you have to get there, right? No matter how you have to get there. And you know what really got them in would have been, when you look at it, is beating Tampa in Carolina. Baker Mayfield's first time losing to the Panthers was a big win a couple weeks ago for that organization.
I mean, you got to think too. Dallas also gave one to the Panthers, so
whatever. Who cares about the Cowboys?
Sorry,
we're gonna move on. We're going to move on. Talk about teams that matter today. We're talking about teams that matter today. That's the theme of today. Teams that matter. You notice I have a Bears jersey on. Jim McMahon. Teams that matter. Okay. Colts go to Houston today. Now, Phillip Rivers is going to sit down. He will not play. He is done playing forever, is what he said. I believe him. The Colts at Houston. Houston needs a win to stay at the 5 seed or move up even and win the division should the Jaguars lose today. So that's a big one. There's no way the Houston Texans drop this game to the Colts today, right? Not to the rookie quarterback. It's not happening.
Nah,
No chance.
no way. No
Okay.
chance.
So the Texans, we assume, will stay at the 5 because the
Yep.
Jaguars play Tennessee today, right? And that's the next game that we're talking about. That you can't tell me that you're a playoff team and that you're ready to make a playoff run, Jacksonville, and lose to the Tennessee Titans today. There's no chance that that can happen. So
No,
I
Jacksonville's in
expect
the same
Jacksonville
spot.
stays where they are because
Yep.
they are going to play their players, right? You want to win the division.
Yeah,
Am I
they're
right?
playing.
Okay. You're right.
They hope it gets out of hand quick, and then they can sit them. But
They can sit them.
They're playing. Yeah.
Very good. I love that. The next big game, this is a 325 game. I'm excited about this one because the Bears can sew up the number 2 seed today by beating the Detroit Lions. Ben Johnson, they took a big loss to the Lions earlier in the year. It was like 50 to -20 or something. It was just a devastating defeat in Detroit early on in the season, but this is not the same Bears team. This offense is not the same. The defense takes away the ball more than anybody else. Jared Goff just gave the ball away like 5 times a week ago. Can Detroit come in and ruin the day for Ben Johnson? Can they ruin the Bears' day today? What do you
Absolutely.
think? Oh, my
Absolutely.
goodness. Oh,
Absolutely.
Blasphemy on this call.
Here's why. You said it earlier. Motivation matters right now. This team isn't – we're not questioning the players, the talent on this team. We're not questioning the coaching on the Detroit. Honestly, they just lost some games they should have won, right? Dropped some games that they shouldn't have. This is a playoff caliber team. They're not going to the playoffs, but they are a playoff caliber team.
Okay.
Campbell will find a way to get him motivated, but he doesn't need to. It's the Detroit Lions versus the Chicago Bears, where Detroit has nothing to win and Chicago has a lot to lose. So the motivation's there for Chicago. I get it, but that's for any team they were playing today. They just need to win, period, right? The Detroit Lions are going to try to spoil their plans. Absolutely, not a doubt in my mind. And I can see them actually doing it. Jared Goff is coming off a terrible, terrible game. What are the chances that a veteran quarterback that's been to a Super Bowl, he's he's been on fire. He's even maybe had a couple Brady moments. So Goff is going to play well today. Chicago's going to have to bring their A game. Caleb, just control the offense. Don't try to play superhero ball and they win this game. If he switches into almost Baker Mayfield mode, I don't see this going their way. So stay within the offense. Trust Ben Johnson. He knows these guys better than anyone on the Bears organization. But, man, the Lions are coming. I know they're not sitting. I would curious to see what incentives the Lions have as well. How many yards Gibbs needs, any passing yards. You got to think this is incentive week, right? So motivation matters. I got the Lions, bro. I got the Lions in this one. Hate to say it.
All right. Well, I hope you're wrong.
Yeah.
I hope you're wrong. I do see the case that you're making. I also see that this is a different Bears team. Motivation matters. I think the Bears have more motivation. It's in Chicago. The crowd's going to be lit. This is a playoff game for them to keep that number 2 seed. If they lose this game after coming off the loss last week in San Francisco, you start to question yourself a little bit, right? Losing that game doesn't really hurt you too bad if you come back and get a big win today because you're okay. We're right back in this thing, right? We are who we thought we were, to use Dennis Green's language. However, if they lose big today, if they lose it all today, considering losing last week, then you're going into the playoffs asking yourself some questions, and that's not what you want to do. You do not want to be asking questions heading into the first game of the playoffs where you could end up playing either the Rams or the Packers at home. Okay. Now, the good thing about going out of the 2 seed and sliding down to the 3 seed is that they don't have to play Green Bay right away. However, I say that now. I would have said 4 or 5 weeks ago, maybe don't play anybody today. Maybe lose the game. Maybe don't play Green Bay right away. But now Green Bay's limping into the playoffs. I'm okay playing the Packers next week. I'm good with that. So let's keep the number 2 seed.
Fair enough. I'm not mad at it.
Right.
This is what the Chargers, I think, are doing. I don't think they care. They'd rather get their health. Can't stand them. I know it's on the other side of the bracket we were talking about, but I can't stand the Chargers doing this. And it's the same principle you're going off of there. I understand it. Doesn't mean I have to like it.
What I don't understand about it is if you lose this game and the Bills beat the Jets later today, which we assume they will, you now have dropped into the bottom seed. You've dropped into the 7th seed, and you are headed to New England. And, and it's because New England's not going to lose to the Dolphins today. So now you're headed to the Patriots. That's not where you want to go. I'm sorry. Nobody wants to go to New England right now. As it stands right now, the Bills are going to New England next weekend. But I expect that to change. I do. And I expect
it'll change. The Bills are going to win.
And the Bills play the Jets today. The Bills should win that game handedly. No problems. It's kind of a gear up. Let's get ready for the playoffs. The Bills will move up to the 6th seed. That would send them to the Jaguars next week. That's a scary place.
I do want to see that. I do want to see Josh Allen go into Jacksonville. Because I do. That's the matchup I actually want to fall into it, because I want to see Trevor Lawrence at home with no excuses. But Josh Allen's going to come in there and be Josh Allen. Doesn't matter where he's playing. Like, doesn't matter if he's home or not. Josh Allen in the playoffs is Josh Allen. So
I don't know if
I'd be curious to see.
I don't know if the Bills have enough to go to
Absolutely.
Jacksonville.
That's why I want them to go to Jacksonville. I just don't. Yeah. I'm not on the Bills train this year. I want them out of the playoffs, have it my way. Because if you tell me that Drake May has to play the playoffs in the AFC with no Patty, no Lamar, which I think he loses to, by the way, no Joe Burrow, and no Josh Allen, I'll take it. Right?
Okay. Will you take the asterisk? Who wouldn't? You'll take the asterisk by his name for this year too?
Football's football, man. You got to play the schedule you're given, play the people you're given. Sorry.
I'll tell you what. I'll put it in these terms. In 1994 and 95, the Houston Rockets, I believe, won the NBA Finals. Those finals have asterisks by their name because Michael Jordan wasn't in the league in those 2 years. He had gone to play baseball. So with Patrick Mahomes out, with Lamar Jackson out, if Josh Allen's out, whoever in the AFC goes, just a little asterisk.
Should have did better. Should have did better. No, it's an asterisk saying this is the new guy. That's what it is.
Oh my goodness. I don't like the Chargers sitting people today. I think I don't understand it. The Broncos certainly I would expect would not sit anyone. They want to keep that number 1 seed. They want to buy. It's very, very important.
I was hoping you had insight. That's your guy. That's your coach. This is a coach's decision.
I don't understand. You play to win the game.
Health.
You play to win the game. I don't. Well, and I'll say this on behalf of Harbaugh. Going from 6 to 7 isn't a big deal, and Justin Herbert's beat up. He is. To give him a week off probably do a lot of good. So I guess I'm okay with it from that standpoint.
A week off knowing you're about to have to travel to the East Coast and play in the cold no matter what? I don't know.
I mean, yeah. Would you rather go to Jacksonville next week? Because that's where you would end up going. Either way, you're going East Coast.
I guess he's sitting there. These are the same decisions they're sitting in there making, and they just prioritize Herbert's health. That's the only reason that I have to be like, yeah. And Hampton, right? Hampton was about to come back, so I guess they're gonna, or he is back, and they're running him a little bit. So they're tuning up. He knows what he's doing. You hate to second guess a coach like that. I just hate it because from where I'm standing, I needed you to beat them so we could,
Well, I'll submit to you that I think much like the Bears, the Chargers are a year or two ahead of schedule. Like I expected Jim Harbaugh to turn this team around, but not this quickly. They've looked excellent at times and mediocre at times. We'll see what they come with in the playoffs, but they are going to be on the road.
Because you're looking ahead and you look at that division, and you might not get another year where Patrick Mahomes is not in the playoffs. Denver did get in there. I just figured the Chargers might capitalize more instead of kind of coasting. But I get it. They lost that game 2 weeks ago, and that kind of hurt them.
Yeah, that kind of set the tone for them, I think. Yeah.
Yep. So I get it. I just hate it.
Here's the game of the day, I think. Outside of the Bears-Lions, as a selfish person, the Baltimore Ravens go to Pittsburgh tonight. We get a classic Ravens-Steelers defense run game. Derrick Henry, you imagine, is going to be a big part of the plan tonight. No DK Metcalf for the Steelers because of the dumb shit he pulled a couple weeks ago and getting yourself suspended for 2 weeks going into the playoffs. But you have Aaron Rodgers. You lose this game, Aaron, and your career probably ends on a Sunday night in Pittsburgh. But you win this game. and you get at least one more home game. What's going to happen tonight? This is for the division.
Aaron said it, and when Aaron says Google me and check my stats, he said he has never had a bad game after a stinker. Said it's rare that he puts 2 stinkers back to back. I wanted to go look it up and see, but I trust him. This is the same man that told us 10 years ago to relax. This guy knows what he's doing. It sucks not having DK. That really was felt last week because the offense kind of runs around him. And it also made me see a lot of fair weather fans out here, people that are upset and Steelers are all this. Man, Aaron Rodgers is a master at what he does. You take away one of his focal points. The fact that the fans didn't feel like he was a focal point, he's not even that big of a deal. He is the focal point. Everything runs off him. All the hot routes, all the checks, they're off of where DK is lined up. So, I think he wants to get him back and make a run with him. I don't see Lamar. Lamar is playing, if I'm correct.
He is.
And I don't know how much. I don't know if he's 100%. Regardless,
he's not.
You showed your hand. Yeah, and you showed your hand last week. Like, you can hand the ball off to Derrick Henry all you want. The Steelers are going to be ready for that. Y'all did finally go back to it, but this was something the Ravens should have did all. I think I was screaming this all year long. Run the damn ball. That's what you brought him over here for. He was supposed to get the ball over 20 times a game. 36, a little excessive, but when Lamar's out, 36 seems about right. So I don't know. I want it to be a good game. I think it will be a good game because these defenses and who they are and they know each other and the organizations and the history and the pedigree, all of that. But I don't see Aaron Rodgers getting flustered. I got Aaron taking this one, making his run, going to the playoffs. This is what he wanted to do. Why he chose the Jets, I have no idea. But this is more suiting. Get a team that has a defense. Let Aaron do his thing. Man, I got the Steelers in this one. It's all about the Steelers, though. Nothing the Ravens can really do.
I don't think – I mean, the Steelers, to me, to win this game, obviously, number one thing, stop Derrick Henry. You must find a way to slow him down. Typically, the Ravens slow them down themselves by not giving him the ball. That was different last week. I think he had 32 carries a week ago. Can he sustain that for another week, 2-3 weeks? Probably not. Not even as big and powerful as he is. But this is about Aaron Rodgers to me. This game is about Aaron Rodgers to me. And there's no way the old man's going out tonight on Sunday Night Football in Pittsburgh in a regular season game. He's going to go out in a playoff game. And so tonight, the Steelers get the win and win the division championship. And not a very good team, not a great record, but they're going to win the North.
I think we see a different Aaron Rodgers, man, like the one that we've been waiting for. You got to think, when you do this so long, it's really Tom Brady-ish the same way. Like, they don't get excited for week 14 matchups, week 7s. Nah, this one is something where Aaron's kind of been before, but other quarterbacks haven't. He likes this, man. He likes this shit. He likes it. I'm sorry. Aaron's ready. Aaron's ready, in my opinion. And if Lamar was healthy, I think he'd be ready too. But he's playing within a scheme right now because of his limitations. The Ravens have their own limitations. I'm sorry. It doesn't look like – I don't even know who the OC is in Pittsburgh because it's Aaron Rodgers. Like, that's who everything runs through. So I'm excited to see this game. Definitely top game of the day, in my opinion, then Detroit and Chicago, and then New Orleans and Atlanta. So those three are going to be mine.
Yeah, exactly. And so it kind of works out great. Like, typically I'm watching, 4 or 5 games at once. I will tune into the Cowboys game because it is the Cowboys, but I want to watch that New Orleans Atlanta game. Then at 3:30, I want to watch the Bears game. And then tonight I want to watch the Steelers and the Ravens go at it. So a little bit more focused today as opposed to trying to watch 18 games at one time. Just a little bit more laser focus. Speaking of laser focus, the playoffs start next week, even though there's some games today that count as playoff games. Who is going in hot, right? I'm gonna give you some teams, some information, and you let me know if you agree or disagree. Does that sound fair?
You came up with some good stuff, man, and you did your homework. And as you were talking off, me and you kind of, producer does his thing. Me and you were kind of shooting the shit, and if you ask me, I think I object on a lot of your views, man. So this is going to be good. This is what people wanted. Let's talk about it, man. The playoffs. Let's see who's hot. Who's hot, man? Who's hot?
The first team I've got who's hot is the Seattle Seahawks. They haven't lost since November 16th versus the Rams. Now, keep that in mind because that's going to come up again. They haven't. The last time they lost the game was against the Rams. Otherwise, they have 7 wins in a row. I don't know who could be hotter than the Seattle Seahawks.
Some
Agree?
quality
Disagree?
wins. I do agree, but it was after last night. So if you would have had this prior to last night, I would have been like, I just don't know if I trust them, right? We still have a little trust battle going on with Sam Darnold, but I'm sorry. I'm not denying it. The Seahawks as a whole, they are smoking hot right now. They just handled up, man. Like I said, the 49ers are no slouch. Let's not forget how high everybody was on these dudes the last two or 3 weeks. And yeah, they didn't just beat them, dude. They beat them with 13 points on the board.
Yeah, they are hotter than a hot bag of Cheetos right now. Good for the Seahawks. 49ers at 6-1 before last night in their last 7 games. They hadn't lost since November 9th. By the way, that was also to the Rams, so keep that in mind. Both the 49ers Seahawks dropping games to the Rams, then went on heaters. They beat the Bears a week ago. They lost last night's game, but to me, that offense, Brock Purdy has been on fire, and the 49ers, regardless of last night, are still hot coming into these playoffs.
I would say regardless of last night as well, but it did happen. So I'm going to go with my gut because I called it. I said it would happen earlier in the week. They were hot. The offense was hot. They found their little fun. But that's just how Shanahan works, man. Like they're so inconsistent at times. And I see this in other offenses that come from the tree as well, such as the Dolphins, McDaniel and guys that have been a part of the Shanahan stuff. They go and they fail elsewhere. And Shanahan's like, come on back, Saleh. Right? McDaniel could be the run game coordinator or offensive coordinator for the 49ers next year if he keeps it up. So Shanahan and them just have this thing around inconsistency sometimes. And I wasn't sold on the Niners. I was more sold on the Seahawks. They handle business. I don't see the 49ers being as hot as they were now. To put up only 3 points in a game that mattered for you to play home field all through the playoffs and in the Super Bowl if you make it, I expected at least a touchdown.
You did.
I expected at least one. Defensively, special teams, offense, somewhere. Especially if you'd have told me that Purdy had 10 total touchdowns and I could have took the under on 1 touchdown. Man, wish I would have took that bet. So 49ers, no, you got them hot. I got them on the skillet, if you will. They're just kind of warming. I don't think they're that hot going into it, considering you do have the Rams and the Seahawks who are biding their time, if you will. So, no, we differ on the 49ers. Knew he would be upset, but I don't know how he would defend this one. I'd be curious to hear on Tuesday. How do you defend the 49ers? A stinker? I think it's more than a stinker. 3 points.
I don't think it's a stinker when you think about
3 points.
How good that defense is. I think they sometimes
they just put up 40 points on the Bears, and that's not a slouch.
But listen, sometimes you empty the gun, and then the next week you don't have any bullets left. I think they just ran out of bullets. They'll reload. They'll have to. By the way, I just looked it up. Regardless of what happens with the Rams today, it looks like because of tiebreakers, the 49ers stay in the 5th seed, which means they're going to go to that winner of the NFC South next week. That's the type of game that gets them right back to feeling great about themselves. So to me, I get what you're saying. You think they've kind of cooled off a little bit. I do think that maybe the temperature came down, but I think next week is going to allow them to get hot again and get right back and become a very scary team. To me,
fair enough.
In my opinion, the Bears are hot coming into these playoffs. I know they lost. They lost to the Packers. Then they beat the Packers. They lost to the 49ers. However, they've lost 2 games since October 26th. And they are the league leader in takeaways. When the last time they did that was 2006, when they went to the Super Bowl to play the Colts. They barely lost to the Packers. They barely lost to the 49ers. Those 2 losses to good teams, right, by a touchdown or less. To me, the Bears are a team that win today, keep that number 2 seed. Now, they lose today, that temperature goes way down. But to me, they're still firing on all cylinders, regardless of the shootout loss a week ago. And I think the Bears are hot coming into these playoffs.
I agree until today's game gets played. So I got you. They're hot. They're heating up right now. But today you have to win this game. I don't even think it has to be pretty. You have to win this game, though. because Detroit Lions are going to put up a fight. So I'm giving them the fact that they came off the 49ers. They got all these things, but you got to win this game today. If not, I'm talking, like you said, temperature goes way down.
Way down.
If the Bears drop this game.
Yeah.
Questions
Agreed.
start being asked. Authentication. Like, I want to know what type of Bear, where the Bears really go, because they should be leaning on that defense right now. And I hate that they just gave up almost 40 points or over 40 to the 49ers. So definitely got to bounce back, but they're in control of their own heat, if you will. They can turn it up. So all they got to do is win today, and they definitely are hot going in. I think they've been hot all year. Ben Johnson is still figuring it out, and that's the scary part. So they're definitely ahead of schedule. And I think they win tonight. They're definitely probably one of the hottest teams in the NFC going in.
Woo! Bear down. I love to hear that.
They got to win. Right. They got to win, though.
Now, I feel like two of the hottest teams, maybe three of the hottest teams are actually in the AFC. All right. And we're going to start with your New England Patriots. They've lost one game since September 21st, and that was to Buffalo. They also beat Buffalo in that span where you didn't expect that they were going to beat the Bills. At least I did not. The Patriots, how hot are they coming in? Take your fandom out of it. All right. Try to look at this.
Absolutely.
Brandon, like, just be outside. I will tell you, as a guy that's not a Patriots fan, I think they're super hot and poised, regardless, number 1, number 2 seed, to get to the promised land.
Yeah,
based on what I've seen.
Absolutely, man. Just take. If y'all, it's really them. If you QB huddlers out there and all the people watching, just remove the jersey, remove the background, and let's just talk football for a minute. Dude, they check all the boxes. That's what I've been saying all year for the Patriots. They're checking off boxes. You got a top defense. It's not the number 1, but we are definitely top 5 in multiple categories, and we are close to being number 1 in stopping the run. I think next to Seattle. But other than that, dude, we got a quarterback. We got 2 Pro Bowlers in your corner. You got this friendly graphic up here as we get back to the AFC East champions. We unveiled the cool uniforms this year. Drake May is playing great. He was in the MVP talk before he even had a 300-yard game. They talk about strength of schedule and all these things, but man, they're doing it right. And it's that guy on the left that y'all are looking at right there. Vrabel came in and changed this entire organization. The tough thing was he just reverted a lot of the stuff back to what it was. The Patriots are hot. They're playing great football on all 3 phases. They're not a team you want to play early in the playoffs, given the home field. But again, like the shirts say, and this is where the fandom will come out. Been there, won that, right? Been there, won the AFC East. No big deal. Our goal is always get to the Super Bowl. Yes, it's spoiled, whatever. I talked to so many fans this past week, and they're Dallas fans, and I work in retail, so they're still repping their star. And I just, pose a little question, man. How you feeling? Oh, and they just start venting. But they always end up with, oh, who are you a fan of? I'm a Pats fan. Oh, y'all should have been in there way more longer. Y'all should have felt this for like 10 to 15 years. It's too soon. And I don't care what people say. It is too soon. I'm also a fan of the Spurs. We're rebuilding pretty quick. So sports have been good for me for the last 20 years since I was of age to be a sports fan. And yeah, man, we're back. I hate to say it, the Patriots are back. We're not back to where we want to be, but NFL talk-wise, this is where we should be. We're hot. We're hot going in, and that's different, right? For years, it was just make the playoffs because we had Tom Brady. Just make the playoffs. No, this year we're rolling in with some momentum. I like what Vrabel's doing. The media is trying to distract us all with all these things coming out around Diggs and Milton Williams and da-da-da-da.
That's not the media.
It's been around, though.
Dumb stuff.
No, these are old. This is old. The media is only bringing it out right now. This has been the NFL has known about
charged. The media didn't charge him. The police.
But the NFL has known about it. The NFL has known about these talks. We've been in.
So now the NFL is colluding against the Patriots to get Diggs out of there. Is that what we're doing?
No, absolutely. The Patriots just got to the NFL first. No, the Patriots got to the NFL first and let them know real quick. We do things the right way. Remember, we had a guy walk out in handcuffs of our organization. So we know how it goes. These are all men. We treat them as such. But when they walk into the Patriots building, it's just do your job. Mind you, Diggs needs 8 catches to earn another $250,000 today.
Is he playing today? He hasn't been put on the exempt list yet? Okay.
He's not put on there yet. No, because they're all allegations, and that's why nothing was ever investigated.
They're not allegations. They're actually charges. They're actual charges, which I guess are allegations until you go to court. These are charges. Yep. These are charges.
Fine.
Okay. As
That's
long as we
fine.
know
There's
that.
nothing to investigate. I'm hoping that he gets out of this. Either way, it won't be done till after the season. So, yeah, Diggs is here. He
Okay.
should ball
You
out
hope
the rest
not.
of the way, even if he knows that he's not playing next year somewhere. Who knows, man? These things happen all the time.
Well,
But the
he
fact that we're
might play
talking about it,
somewhere. He might play in a
well, the
peanut
fact that we're
system next
talking
year.
about the fact that we're talking about Patriots and their charges going into playoffs means, guess what? We're back. We got it.
I mean, you're
Receivers.
right. The Patriots do things the right way. They've always cheated the right way, and they've always figured that out. You're right. The Patriots do things the right way. They've had murders within their organization. They do things the right way. Go Patriots! Right?
6 Super Bowls too,
Wow,
so we'll keep
that
that
was a
up.
Patriot throw up right there. Well, that was Tom Brady. That was Tom
We're
Brady.
hot. We're hot. Foxborough's not where you want to be, so come on, Herbert, come play. I really wanted to draft you, but when you come over here, we're going to show you exactly how Patriots handle
How it's
quarterbacks.
done.
Yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
I think we're hot going in. Though I think you're right, and I think it's a fair assessment.
All right, good. Whew. Now that we're done with the Patriot podcast, let's move on to the QB Huddle podcast. Let's continue. Sorry,
Let's
for the short
continue on the
break,
QB huddle because the Patriots do have a quarterback who's in the MVP talk. Let's talk
That's
about
true.
that.
His name is Drake May. We understand. The Broncos also have lost one game since September 21st, and that was to the Jaguars of all teams on December 21st in Denver. Today they get a walk in the park, essentially with all the backups there from LA. But the Broncos, I don't think we can argue that Bo Nix and company are hot going into these playoffs with Sean Payton.
Yeah, that's one thing. I mean, AFC alone, and I don't say much about AFC teams, but I've been saying Broncos all year. I've been someone to watch. Bo Nix to me has a little fizzled out a little bit the last few weeks. Started playing within the offense more, but that's Sean Payton, right? You had your fun. Now lock in, get ready for playoffs. Yeah, they're hot. They're hot. I hate that the Chargers are sitting their players. We keep going back to it. I know it, but I wanted to see this game. I wanted this game to have some type of implications, and that would have been fun to watch because I want to see the Broncos have some type of adversity the last couple of weeks. They're about to catch the bye, and I mean, if you go into it, really, they're not really playing this week. They are, but they aren't. Herbert's out, and then they won't play next week because they'll get the bye. That could hurt them. This could hurt the Broncos. You're hot, but that flame, it could fizzle out.
Diminish a little bit. Yeah, as a number one seed, I do not trust the Denver Broncos. Let me just put that. I do not. In my mind's eye, I don't see the Broncos, even at the number one seed, getting to San Francisco. I don't see it.
Right. There's not a lot of benefits for them being the number one seed. You're right. That's how I look at it. Like, sure, like you miss a game, but is that a benefit? I don't know. Not for the Broncos. I don't know.
They could cool off pretty quick. Here's a team that scares me more than anybody in the AFC. And if I'm the Patriots, if I'm the Bills, if I'm the Broncos, I'm terrified of this team, and that's the Jacksonville Jaguars. I can't believe I'm saying that. The small market Jacksonville Jaguars have not lost since November 9th versus the Texans. But in the time that they've won, they've beaten teams such as the Chargers and the Broncos. So this is a team that is solidified, that is fortified, that has a quarterback that is playing up to the potential that he came into the league with. Like, this team has motivation. They seem very close. They seem very, very tight-knit. And a team like that is dangerous. They can run, they can throw, they can play defense. Scary team to me, the Jacksonville Jaguars in the AFC.
I know he's not playing, but we got to give some credit to Mr. Hunter here. This man in the beginning of the year, when no one was talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars, was jumping around, hyped up, all that fun stuff. I just want to give him a little bit of credit that he ain't playing right now, but that team, this energy wasn't there last year, right?
No,
Jacoby Myers coming
team
in there. It's a different team, and not much has changed other than that young draft pick you got, the additional wide receiver, and some of your older draft picks on defense are now, maturing and having a defense. So I love what they're doing. You got a fearless leader who's opened up to the team, I think, and let them in as far as Trevor Lawrence goes. And this was a make or break year for him. So I'm not afraid of them because they're going to have to leave Jacksonville. That's what makes me a little kind of but if they're playing at home,
beating Denver in Denver showed me that they can play with anybody anywhere.
With the best of them, yeah.
And Liam Cohen has made a huge difference too. Let's not forget, he's kind of changed that culture. He got behind Trevor Lawrence. That was a big thing for Trevor because he was going through a situation where they were starting to lose belief in him down there in
Yeah.
Jacksonville. And
I
there was
truly think they
question
have
marks.
I truly think you're right. They have a mutualism. It's
Yeah.
not the coach leaning on the quarterback or the quarterback hoping that the coach fixes him. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
seeing these around the league, and it's cool that we get the birth of this new OC quarterback relationships, right?
I love it.
Some
We have
new with
one in
some old.
Chicago
So
right now with Ben Johnson.
there's one in
and Caleb Williams.
Chicago.
Yeah.
You also got one in with May reuniting, if you will, with McDaniels.
Yep.
It looks great. It's good for football. And I think that T-Law deserves it. I think he deserves one.
So. We love coach quarterback relationships. I mean, our relationship is awful, but it doesn't matter.
It's about the
joke.
progression and growth.
I joke because yesterday I was on your behind just a little bit.
I think I was receptive.
No Diddy,
Yeah,
and you were receptive. You didn't throw your helmet at me or anything, so that was cool. Who has cooled off as we enter these playoffs? I know that you're going to disagree with me a little bit here. That's fine. That's why we're here. The first team that I have is the soap opera team of the league. The team that takes you on a roller coaster ride each and every year, did it this year. That's the Philadelphia Eagles. We don't know what we're going to get from them. The quarterback isn't happy. The wide receiver's not happy. The coach isn't happy with the quarterback. I don't know. Everyone's unhappy with each other. And then they kumbaya and they come back, they win a couple games, and you think everything's okay. The Eagles, to me, are a team that I don't trust going into the playoffs, but I said that last year, and they went to the Super Bowl. So, to me, they're a team that cooled off because they did take a huge dip. Yeah, they've come back up a little bit, but to me, the temperature is still pretty cool in Philly.
Their last dip, let me paint you a story here, man. I've been talking about the Eagles a lot this year, too, because remember, I defended them early. And the thing is, you have to overstand it. That's what it is. We have to overstand what the Eagles are going to do because they're that team now that do the same thing every year. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. They kumbaya, they read a book. You're 100% correct. Because they've been here before. They're one of the few teams that over the last few years have played football all the way into January and possibly early February. So these teams, they haven't lost since December 8th, and they lost to the Chargers in overtime. That's the last loss they had, right? After that, 31-0 to the Raiders, if I'm correct. I'm scrolling here, so let me keep up with that.
No problem.
Then they also beat the Bills, right? So then they beat the Commanders, sorry. Then the Bills. They're on a 3-game win streak, but no one wants to really talk about it because it's like, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. I see it as opposite. I think they're hot. I think they're starting to run the ball again. I think they're starting to play defense. Some of these guys are coming back. Jalen Carter had a big play. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing at this time for what Philly knows where they're going to be. We're talking about them like they're not about to be 12-5 and possibly have a chance at the number 2 seed in the NFC.
If they get help. They need help. But yeah,
sure. I just said the possibility, right? No matter what. I mean, shoot, they clinched the division 2 weeks ago, thanks to Dallas not doing anything this year. But we are talking about teams that matter, so let's leave them out of it. I see them going into today, handling business, rolling into the playoffs as a team that you don't want to play. I see them as they're a team that is hot because of the pedigree of who the Eagles are. I just don't see these other teams that are 49ers, for instance. Let's just use them as an example. I don't know if they could meet up or how they would meet up, if they would even play the Eagles yet. But you just went toe-to-toe with the Bears, 40-something points, and then come out and go 13-3 against Seattle. That's inconsistencies. One thing that Philly is good at is being consistent. You know what I mean? They don't turn the ball over often. Jalen Hurts is someone you're gonna rely on in this. I don't care how he does it. He's gonna find a way to get it done. Philly's getting their act together quietly after all the nonsense all year long. There's no Saquon Barkley distraction this year. There's just always something going on in Philly, man. There's always something going on there. And that I'm trying now not to let that bother me. So Philadelphia Eagles as a football team, they're still a complete team, top across the board. And they're right where we said they would be. Winning the division, possibly getting a second seed.
Fair enough. All right. This team necessarily isn't cooled off, but they're coming into the playoffs with a quarterback that I don't trust, me personally. And they've won some games, but they really haven't beat formidable teams except for the Chargers. And that's the Texans. CJ Stroud gives me the icks when it comes to playoff quarterback play. I don't trust him. He's the guy that's been a little bit of a roller coaster this year. So to me, the Texans, they've got the wins. They're coming in hot from a record standpoint, but to me, they're the team I trust the least in the AFC right now.
CJ Stroud, year 3, right?
Yes.
He's year 3.
No.
Year 3, yeah.
Yeah,
year
3.
2, year 3, right? To get to the playoffs, man. Again, I got to give him his props. I don't care how he did it; he got there because his team was doing bad. I don't want to say they're hot, but I don't want to say they're also like cooling off because that would insinuate that they were hot. So I think they're trying to figure out how they want to go into the playoffs. I think today does matter because they could drop this game. We said it earlier. They won't. They don't do this. Who knows? Colts are pretty pissed off. They were almost a shoe-in, a lock. We were counting them as a division champ a few weeks ago, and then everything goes bad for them. I mean, you get Sauce, Daniels playing top tier, comeback player of the year possibly. Maybe even if he kept playing the way, Jonathan Taylor, MVP talks. Things just fell apart. So the Colts play bad guy this week. And if they beat the Texans, shoot, then I'd say the Texans are all the way cooled off. I think they still get in the playoffs, but yeah, I don't know. I don't like CJ Stroud either. So I'm trying not to go in on him because you know how I feel about Ohio State quarterbacks.
It's true. Yeah, same way I feel. I'm sure. Go blue. Chargers. Chargers are a team to me that are coming in with not a lot of momentum. They're going to sit all their players today. They lost to the Texans last week. Justin Herbert's not 100%. He's got a broken hand, trying to play through it. He's got some other nagging injuries. He's also been hit, by the way, more than any other quarterback in the NFL. So to me, the Chargers are coming in all the way cooled off, regardless if they're at 6 or 7.
I think some of it is a self-cool off. That's all I have on that one. I think some, like at this point, the gust of wind blew and your flame went out a little bit. And you're just like, you know what? Screw this. Threw up the wall, turned the flame down. No win, nothing happening. They're content right where they are at. And I don't know how that's okay. I don't have those answers. Your guy does. Harborough has them. I know he does. I don't know what they are, but he's got them. And we think it's on health. We both here, I think, agree that this has to be a health thing. Nothing really changes for them, but you intentionally put your foot on the brake, for any type of momentum you had going. But let's be real. Like you said, you just came off that loss. Do you want that momentum? Nah, screw it. We're stopping our season here. We're going to regroup and treat this as our bye week and roll into the playoffs with a bye week. So there's a scheme there somewhere. He's up to something.
You think so? You think he's up to something? I guess we'll find out.
Only because he might come. Yeah, he might come play the playoffs. So yeah,
the
Bills.
Play us, the Patriots. I know you're happy about this. The Bills, to me, are a team that have really cooled off. Their identity's in question. They've really become Josh Allen and the Temptations again. Cook needs to really show up and show out. This is a team to me, the Bills, that come in not very hot at all. They just lost to the Eagles a week ago. They lost to the Texans a couple of weeks ago. They barely beat the Browns 2 weeks ago. They did beat the Patriots in New England, and we thought, at least I thought, that was going to kind of carry them through, and they just haven't looked the same. They played the Jets today in Buffalo, the last regular season game at Highmark. Emotions will be high. You expect Buffalo to play great, but coming into this right now, I'm a little concerned about the Buffalo Bills and how far they can actually go.
Well, I enjoy your concern. I will clap at it because I hope that that's what the case is. I'm not going to spend too much time on the Bills. I think that they're struggling. You said it best. It's Josh Allen, and these are the Temptations, and he's going to do what he can regardless. I just don't see them. This is not what they wanted this year. Like you said, no Patty, no Lamar, no Joe. You know what I mean? This is supposed to be right. Josh Allen's little push. That's what he asked for almost. So who knows? Maybe he turns it up. Wild card. Giants have some fun wild card stories against the Patriots, but I hope we're not painting one of those pictures. He's going to have to show his stuff, possibly going into Jacksonville like we talked about. So it's the Jets. He should handle business today. I don't know if they're cooled off. Again, I don't think they ever really turned on. So they're just not really set up right now.
Okay, fair enough. The next team I've got in here has cooled off. The Green Bay Packers, man. They've lost 2 in a row. Jordan Love's hurt. Watson's hurt. Not sure if Jordan Love is coming out of protocol today or not. Malik Willis has been playing decent. But and, of course, they lost their defensive star, Micah Parsons. The Packers, to me, cooled all the way off. And even at the number 2 seed in Chicago, I'm not scared of the Green Bay Packers coming to town.
They're the team in the NFC that everybody wants to play. Maybe even more than the Panthers. Sorry, because at least you don't have to travel to the Packers.
Correct. Okay, so we agree with that. Last team I'll say, and Newey's going to love this. I'm sure. I wish he was on the show right now. But the Los Angeles Rams have cooled all the way off. I mean, Mr. MVP, we've lost 2 games in a row, one of them being in overtime with Seattle, obviously tough game. Lost to Atlanta. That's kind of telling. You play Arizona today. That should get you back feeling good about yourself. But to me, the Rams cooled off at the wrong time going into the last part of this season.
Yeah, I agree with you to an extent. Matt Stafford had a cool down game. That's what it is. What we're learning is this is not the same Rams team that we've seen the last 4 to 5 years, where you play defense, you get a serviceable, good game manager, like vet quarterback, and this will work. This year, you need an MVP at quarterback. That's what they had to have. An MVP type play, because defense is okay.
Correct.
It's not terrible. But this team goes as Stafford goes. And that's what we've seen the last few weeks. So I wouldn't say they cooled off because of him, but Matt Stafford, he's gonna have to heat up for this team to get back on track for sure.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be the guy. We'll get into that in just a second. But I want to talk about one thing before we go too far, and that's one of our sponsors. Because I'm getting a little sleepy. So as soon as this is over, I'm going to go make me a W energy drink. You too can have a W energy drink, and you can get this for 10% off if you go to w.gg/discount/QB Huddle. Jump the gun a little bit. Usually talk about this at the end, but I want to talk about it twice today. So here's one time. Here you go. There you go. Have some of this stuff. This is the Blue Raz. This is my favorite one. I keep getting bottles of this. Love it. It's jitterless, makes you feel good, right? I'm not really an energy guy. I don't drink Monsters. I don't drink Red Bull. I don't need wings. But this stuff is really good. Have you had it yet? Do you like it? I like it. Have some.
You've had the jitters, so I'm glad they got you jitterless over there. Who knows? We know when Tim starts getting riled up, man, everything starts, gotta look every which way. So
yeah, it's not good. It's not a good thing for sure. All right, let's talk about quarterbacks who are set up. I guess let's talk about quarterbacks that are going to make a difference in these playoffs. I feel like all of them low can make a difference, obviously, but the ones that need to be great for their teams to succeed, I have a list here. You tell me if you agree, disagree, want to add, subtract. All
right, let's do it.
I've got Brock Purdy needs to play elite for the 49ers to win. Matthew Stafford, you just spoke about it.
Yep.
Needs to heat up for the Rams to win. Josh Allen and the Temptations. Josh Allen needs to be as good as he can be.
No question.
For a long time. And then I can't believe I'm going to say this, but your guy Drake May, I feel like has to play at a high level because that offense goes through him. They're not depending on anybody else. It's Drake May's show. So to me, these are the guys that have to play at the highest level for their teams to win. Do you have anybody else that you want to throw in there? Because I know you.
Yeah, I do agree on all those. I won't go in on the Drake May piece because I love to hear it. But McDaniels is the big key there. He's the controller behind the user, if you will. But there's a guy I want to throw in there that you left off.
Who's that?
We talked about him a little bit. He plays tonight to get in. Aaron Rodgers, man. If Aaron Rodgers plays well throughout the playoffs, the Steelers, that's a given. I get that. But Aaron Rodgers, man, he's set up for a good run this year. The Steelers have a good defense. They have a great place to play in Pittsburgh. DK Metcalf will be back if he wins this game. So in the playoffs, I like Aaron Rodgers' setup if he can get this game tonight.
I like that. I didn't even think about that. But yes, without Aaron Rodgers playing as good as he can play, the Steelers really don't have much of a shot to win the game tonight, especially if they can't slow down Derrick Henry. Okay, next question. Quarterbacks that are set up for the deepest playoff run, meaning they play well and they have the team behind them to back them up. I've got a list. All right, we'll start. Brock Purdy, I have at number 1. I feel like he has a good setup because they have a team that's been there. He's got veterans. He's got a coach that's been there. System hasn't changed. You got Christian McCaffrey, Kittle. I mean, you got some boys in San Francisco. So to me, because of the fact that they've been in this situation year after year after year, they're set up for a deep playoff run should Brock Purdy do his thing.
Only thing I worry about that one is depth, man. They were already out Trent Williams again this past week. Kittle almost didn't play, and Pearsall was out. So you don't know who's going to be in and who's going to be out. And yes, it's a luxury to be deep and next man down, man up, but that doesn't make you a healthy setup for playoffs. I think they need to get healthy. Brock Purdy's now hurt a little. Like you said, you never really know what lingers over there. I want to say they're set up. But if that's the case, then the team's just been set up all year because they've been doing this all year long.
Well, they did win.
If anything, they're used to it.
They did win a handful of games with Mac Jones. So this
so as a team, I feel that. I like the depth. They're set up. That's cool.
Next, I've got this might be a surprise, but we in Chicago do not need this man to be Superman because we have a great defense and we can't run the ball when we put our minds to it, and that's Caleb Williams. I feel like the Bears are set up for Caleb to have success in these playoffs if he doesn't step outside of himself, plays within the system, and that defense continues to take the ball away. Caleb Williams is in a good position. He doesn't need to be Superman for Chicago.
Yeah, that's the hard part, though. You try to tell Superman that he's not Superman. So as the moments get bigger, Caleb will want to be in front of those moments. Ben's done a good job of keeping him in front of those, but also giving him support. But when Caleb starts playing outside of, like you said, the offense, things can turn bad. They've been set up all year, and it's because of Ben Johnson. So I agree with you on that one. I agree with you.
All right. I'm going to go to your guy. Even though I feel like the offense goes through your guy, Drake May, I feel like that Patriot team has gone back to the Patriot way. They're playing team football. Vrabel has got something, right? We saw little glimpses of it in Tennessee. I feel like Drake May and the New England Patriots, even at the number 2 seed, are set up very, very well for this playoff run.
Yeah, I mean, I'd only have it as a 1 seed to be better, but as a team, I think we're set up across the board. Again, it goes back to checking the boxes throughout the year. We've faced adversity. A lot of people say you haven't faced top-tier talent. Not what you play, who you play, right? And a lot of the teams that we beat that people said are sorry, they're about to be in the playoffs, right? The Panthers and things like that. It's the NFL. I read a good article the other day about that, and it's the NFL. These are all top-tier players. You play who you play. The schedules don't always work out how it is. So they're set up. Sure, it runs through Drake May, but the coaching staff has got this team doing things the right way. As a comment earlier came, Patriots are doing things the right way. Yeah. So
the right way.
Yeah.
Okay. We saw this last night, in my opinion. Sam Darnold is set up to make a playoff run with Seattle because not only will they be in Seattle, one of the toughest plays, if not the toughest place to play on the road in the NFL, but you can run and play defense. Sam didn't have a single touchdown pass last night. He also didn't turn the ball over. The Seattle Seahawks proved they can win by running and playing defense. They beat a very good football team on the road last night. That told me that Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks are set up for a playoff run this year. No comment?
Sorry, had to unmute myself. Yeah, we talked about it. It runs through Darnold almost. You know what I mean? Darnold's going to be the guy that makes or breaks it. We've seen this before. All of that might not matter because Minnesota was set up, I believe, the exact same way. And
correct.
It did not happen. So it's all on Sam. Come on, Sammy. I'm rooting for you.
All right. I see. I don't think it is. I think last year he had to do more than he has to do in Seattle. To me, they have a better run game in Seattle and a better defense. So to me,
better defense for sure.
I think he can let some of that pressure go and should free him up to do some bigger things in the playoffs. We'll see. Here's a guy that I've always talked about is set up. Great defense. He's got good wide receivers, big wide receivers, fast wide receivers, and one of the number 1 running backs in all of the NFL with probably the number 1 offensive line in all of the NFL. That's Jalen Hurts, man. Jalen Hurts is constantly set up for success, and I don't think it's any different this year.
I appreciate your consistency because this was a complaint of yours, like always. He's just set up so perfectly over there. You're damn right he is. He's you help me out here. What's Captain Kirk? Is that his name from Star Trek? Man, he's set up, bro. He's good to go. This offense hasn't changed. He just has to run it and dictate it. When he is not a dictator, things get really wishy-washy in Philadelphia. Like, he's there to make the right decision. That's what I think people don't understand when it comes to Philadelphia. Like, he only throws the ball 16 times. That's because he chose not to throw it on the 6 other times that they were pass plays. He definitely checks out a lot, reads the run. People have 6 or 7 in the box against Philly if you watch them play. Sure, is it boring? Yeah, a little bit at times. But that's old school smash mouth football.
Fest. I hate watching the Eagles play. I hate watching them play.
Well, he's set up very well, and I agree with you on that one. Thanks for giving Jalen some props, man. Yeah, even though you're giving Philly props, not Jalen.
I don't think I'm giving him props at all. I think I'm just pointing out that he is a bus driver that sometimes this year has driven the bus kind of off the road a little bit, but he seems to have things back on track. The GPS seems to be working, and they seem to be headed in the right direction. So we'll see. The next guy I think is set up. This is purely because of his coach and the fact that they will have the number 1 seed in the AFC, and that's Bo Nix. Sean Payton's been there. He's done that. He knows how to win these games. He knows how to manage the clock in these games. I feel like that's such an important thing that people miss is managing the clock in the playoffs because it is such a finality type of situation. But Bo Nix, to me, is set up to have a run this year in these playoffs, whether they do it or not. He's set up for it.
He was drafted for it. That's what he drafted him for. Payton knew what he wanted. I hate to say it that way, but yes, he is ultimately set up. This is exactly where Payton wanted to be. I do want to see that Broncos-Patriots matchup in the AFC Championship, just because who doesn't want to see Vrabel going against Payton? That's the real matchup, right? An offensive mind, a defensive guy. Man, I'll take that. And that means I'd be right about the Broncos then, but I would want the Patriots to beat them. Okay. He's definitely set up. I think he's the definition of this segment, though. If we talk about a QB that's set up for the best year's playoff run, it's Bo Nix because it started last year. Like, this has been going on. So he's probably the definition of this segment.
Okay.
For sure.
Last guy I have that is set up for the playoffs. We talked about it earlier because of the culture change, because of the team behind them, because of the whole city behind them. Trevor Lawrence is set up to make a splash this year in the playoffs because that Jaguar team is very, very good.
I think they're entering the scene. I'm with you. I think they're entering it. I don't know if they have a long run. I think just getting there to this year and how they got there solidifies them as a good team for the next couple of years. Almost like you were saying earlier, ahead of schedule, but I almost feel like the Jaguars fell behind schedule with Trevor Lawrence. So if anything, they just caught back up to where they were supposed to be. So I like it, though. I like what they're doing out there. I'm just curious to see, like you said, small market. We're not going to let that die, it seems like. We'll see how the small market team does playing with the big dogs.
All right. We are 15 minutes from kickoff. So I tell you what I'm going to do, Lo. We're going to push the playoff scenario segment to Tuesday when we actually know who's going where instead of guessing. For some
We've already touched on a little bit of it, too. So we're good going into today.
But I do want to end with this. The quarterbacks that you trust or don't trust in the playoffs. And this is what I'll do. Why don't we just go down the list? Instead, because I have some guys that I trust and don't trust. I know who they are, but we're leaving guys out. So let's go down the list of playoff teams. Broncos, Bo Nix. Let's just keep it short.
We'll keep it rapid fire. Yep, rapid fire. Let's do it.
Broncos, Bo Nix. Trust or don't trust?
I don't trust him. I trust the organization.
I do not trust Bo Nix either, but I do trust the Denver Broncos. Patriots, Drake May. Trust or don't trust?
I trust him and both. He's been driving this thing all year long.
I would say I trust him, except he dropped the game at home to Buffalo, which caused me some concern of what he's going to do when the lights are bright. They've had a weak schedule all year, so I don't really trust Drake May just yet. I got to see it. Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence. Trust or don't trust?
The way he's playing this year, I trust him. If he plays the way he does, I trust him. If he steps out of that role and starts trying to do Clemson Tiger stuff, you lost me.
Okay. So, I'm going to say the same thing about him that I said about Drake May. I haven't seen it yet. I've seen it in the regular season a little bit this year. I've seen you win some big games. You win a game in the playoffs, I'll believe in you. I'll trust you. Right now, I don't trust you. I don't trust you to get it done. Okay. Chargers. Justin Herbert, trust or don't trust?
I don't trust Justin, man. It's too early. They're ahead of schedule. I think Harbaugh needs another year or two with this guy before he shows, top tier. So now, I don't trust him.
I love Justin Herbert. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks. I also don't trust Justin Herbert in the playoffs.
I trust his arm talent. Yeah, I trust all that. But
I
not
don't
the
trust.
decision-making just yet.
It's not just him though. I don't trust the team. I've seen the defense collapse in some games. I don't trust the team. I think they're ahead of schedule. So this year, no, I don't have trust in them. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Do you trust in Josh Allen?
I hate to, if that's what you want to ask. I hate the fact that I have to trust this guy. But yeah, I know what he's going to do in these games. He's going to throw everybody on their back, including the long snapper, and make something happen. It's annoying, it's frustrating, and you almost, I hate to say it this way, but Josh Allen and the Temptations is a better version of Josh Allen than, him trying to play team ball. Like, it's reckless, but man, that dude is dangerous. So, yeah,
I absolutely
everyone trusts him. The Bills trust him.
100% trust in Josh Allen. And Josh Allen, we trust. I don't even care if he's the 7th seed. I've seen 7 seeds go to the Super Bowl before, and I trust in Josh Allen. Now we've got 2 teams. We don't know which one's going to be in, so I'll just call them both. Steelers, Ravens, Aaron Rodgers, playoff time. Trust or don't trust?
Trust Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. Absolutely. Top of the list almost.
Lamar Jackson in the playoffs.
He's hurt. He's hurt. I'm going to keep it real. He's hurt right now. I don't trust him. And more importantly, I don't trust what's around you, dude. I don't trust the Ravens this year at all.
All right. I do not trust Lamar Jackson in playoff time. And I certainly do not trust him this year, just based on the fact that we know he's sort of forcing himself back tonight. Okay, NFC time. Seattle Seahawks, Sam Darnold. Trust or don't trust?
I don't trust you yet. You got to show me. He's the what you were saying around Trevor Lawrence. He's got to show me. But man, I almost want to lean it because you have way more around you that is making me want to trust you, Sam.
Right? I think I go back to what we said earlier. 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, wins the game last night. Run game defense, but I don't trust in Sam Darnold either. Too many big games that he hasn't played well in. This year, he's changed that narrative a little bit in regular season. Can he change it in the playoffs with the number 1 seed, man? Come on. You're going to have –
I'm pretty sure Aikman last night, dude, on one play, they were talking, did this nice Sam Darnold promo. They come out, they break away. He's about to run the play, and he's like, all you need is this guy not to turn the ball over, and he's done a really good job at that. And that very next play, he slips and trips over the guard, stepped on him, fumbled in the backfield, and they got it back. But I was like, wow, like what the timing is impeccable for these commentators.
Right.
So yeah, just don't turn the ball over, Sam. And yeah, we trust you.
I don't trust Sam. Okay.
Even if he doesn't turn it over?
I don't trust Sam Darnold yet. I don't trust him in that playoff game, even after last night. Okay, gotcha. Bears. Caleb Williams for Chicago. Trust or don't trust?
You have to trust him. So that's why I'm trusting him. You ain't got nothing else. You have to trust him. You can't trust Ben Johnson to do it with whoever the hell y'all's backup is. No, that team is built around Caleb. He has sparked something the last couple of years. I think you have to trust him. So whether or not I do or I don't, I'm going with you have to trust Caleb Williams.
I want to trust Caleb.
You have to.
Game in, game out, I want to, but watching him play sometimes can make your heart flutter just a little bit, not in a good way. I do not trust Caleb Williams yet. I need that stallion to be broken fully, and he's not broken yet. I don't trust him, man. We'll see what happens today. Hopefully he's able to, he stepped up last week. It wasn't his fault that we lost the game or that they lost the game, Chicago, but I can't trust him yet because I haven't seen it. So let me see it. Eagles, Jalen Hurts. Trust
100%. 100%. He's driving that bus with no seatbelt. That's how much trust I got in him.
I have to unfortunately also say I trust Jalen Hurts because he's going to do the right things when it matters most.
That's because you're a smart man.
Will they win? I'm not sure of that. I'm not sure that they are the same team they were a year ago on both sides of the ball, but I do trust in Jalen Hurts in those big moments. I do. I don't want to, but I do. Okay, number 4. We don't know who number 4 will be. Buccaneers or the Panthers. Let's just start with the Bucs. Baker Mayfield in a playoff scenario. Not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but Baker Mayfield. Do you trust him or don't trust him?
I trust Baker. I just know he's going to do what Baker does. So at that point, you do need the team around you. And it's almost vice versa with Baker. You got to be able to trust what's around him in order for Baker to trust them. So Yeah, I trust Baker. I just don't want to see them in the playoffs.
All right. I don't think the Buccaneers are going to get into the playoffs, unfortunately. If they do, I don't think they can win the first game, but I do trust that Baker Mayfield will play well. And I do trust that he will do everything in his power to put the team in position to win the game.
And I'm going to skip over the next one and let you know.
Oh,
we do not trust Bryce Young in the playoff game.
We do not trust Bryce Young in the playoff game. We do not trust Bryce Young in the playoff game.
Figured we could keep that rolling.
We do not trust Bryce Young in the playoff game. Okay, next. 49ers, Brock Purdy.
Yeah. You trust Purdy.
I 1,000% trust Brock Purdy.
I would trust Mac. I would trust Mac as well. So
okay.
I would trust both of them.
Two left. Los Angeles Rams. Matthew Stafford, up for MVP 3 weeks ago, now is cooled off quite a bit. Do you trust him to get it back?
I still trust him. He's a vet. He's a vet.
Last one.
Easily.
Last one. He's going to come out of concussion protocol either this week or next. Jordan Love, Green Bay Packers. Do you trust in Jordan Love to get the job done?
When healthy? Yes.
I do not. I do not
trust
in Jordan Love. I do not think he's the guy. He's had one great playoff game against the hapless Dallas Cowboys. I was there for that game, but I do not trust in Jordan Love yet. He has not earned my trust. And especially this year, the way that team is going, I have zero trust in the Green Bay Packers and definitely do not trust in Jordan Love. Now on Tuesday,
does that wrap up our trust? Our trust.
It does.
Okay. Well, I gotta trust. Knew he trusts you. Does he not?
Trust me?
Yeah, knew he trusts you. Does he not?
I assume so.
I think we had a clip that he was trusting that you were going to paint them nails.
Yes.
And I don't know if that bet ever got upheld, did it?
It has not. Now listen. It did not yet. On Tuesday, I'm going to sing a song. If the Bears beat the 49ers,
what do we have here?
What do we have here?
I wouldn't be surprised, but if you can't, I'm telling you, Tim, if this kid is locked in, it's going to be hell on wheels.
Actually, let's go further. I want to bet on this game. And I want to say that if the Bears win this game, you, Brandon Newey, have to sing the Bears fight song on this program.
Shoot him one better, bro. Make him. If the Bears go and the Niners whoop them, Tim, you need to come on here with your nails painted like Caleb Williams.
Oh, I need some red.
Nail paint. That's doable, except I will tell y'all, my wife's going to be out of town, so who's going to paint my nails? I mean,
you'll have to get the effort. Caleb does his own. Okay.
So here we are. My wife was out of town last week. I tried to paint my left hand. It was atrocious, and so we didn't get it done. Knew he wasn't going to be on today. However, for Tuesday's show, I will have my nails painted because he'll be on the show Tuesday. I didn't want him to miss it. I didn't want to do that, and he wasn't here for it.
Fair enough.
He has to relish in that moment. I will at least have my left hand. Probably have my wife paint them tomorrow night. Be ready.
The Bears better win. It's going to be bad if the Bears lose and you have to paint your nails on Tuesday.
My God. Yeah, what a disaster. But I do have the nail polish as well as the nail polish remover. So I'm ready to go.
Good job, Caleb.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Caleb, for that. That's going to wrap it up, guys. We'll be back Tuesday morning. We come on live at 11:30 on Tuesdays. Tuesday, we will give you our full breakdown of what each of us thinks. There'll be all three of us that day talking about who's going to win and why and what the trail will be to the Super Bowl at Levi Stadium, because we are just a month away. How exciting is that? Any final words today, Lo, before we exit and get the snacks and get the kickoff?
Lots of football still being played. Enjoy it. This should give you almost week one vibes to where it doesn't matter for some of y'all, and it's only week one. But then otherwise, you're going to get some playoff games. QB Huddlers, enjoy it. Hopefully, we gave you some insight in today's game or games, if you will. But you got to watch those three. Those three that we talked about, they matter. Those three matter. They're all three different windows. No excuses. Yeah, man. You got us, Tim. Get us out of here, man.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've all earned Sunday, so let's go enjoy it. Don't forget, one more time, get you a W if you need a W today. You can have a doobie and a W. It's all good, but definitely have some of this. You can get on the barcode. It's w.gg/discount/QB QB Huddle. It is excellent. Thank you to allaccessfootball.com for putting us out and putting us a part of their website and their family newsletter. Thank you to FanStream Sports, as we are part of the new FanStream Sports family. Thank you to Brandon Franklin of New Era Media for producing this show and making it look as good as it does. Thanks, Lo, for coming out this morning and joining the QB Huddle. We love doing this every single week, and we will see you Tuesday at 11:30. Go enjoy some football, and until then, keep those chains moving, folks.